Hey, Mortgage Coach community, Dave Savage here, and I am sitting down chatting with Cody Touchette. Cody, what is up, my man?
Hey Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing good. So you are in
Good.
Seattle, right? You're in Seattle.
Yep. Seattle
You're in
area, you bet.
a highly competitive marketplace. You've been using Mortgage Coach for a long time. Uh, I've met you a few times. I think one thing that always, at least the impression I get, is you're a very personalized, personal, high touch, but yet high tech. You do a nice job, whether it's you or your team, integrating technology into the way that you deliver advice. If you could just maybe tell everybody, why you use Mortgage Coach and how Mortgage Coach is integrated into your sales process.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I use Mortgage Coach because I used to do a very similar function on my own with my own spreadsheet. And it was kind of tough keeping up with the changes and the guidelines and making sure we were compliant and really being able to show all the things that I like to show inside of the Mortgage Coach Edge. It's really simple to put together. And, I utilize my team to put together a lot of these Edge reports. So I've built numbers of them, but now in the last couple of years, I don't really build them as much as I used to build them. I'm still comfortable and I can navigate them really well. But, the majority of those reports are built by my front end pre-approval coordinator. So they're just ready to go when I get the application back to sit down with the customer and go through their figures.
How many customers do you meet with on a weekly or monthly basis just to get a feel for the type of volume of meetings and referrals?
Yeah, so our in-person meetings are not where I'd like them to be. I'd love to see a lot more people, but we always offer an in-person or a phone meeting, and most people will choose with their busy schedules, they'll choose the phone. So, in person, I probably meet with 4 or 5 clients a week, but I probably talk to 20, 25 per week and go through these.
And how many loans are you closing on average per month?
Last year we did 308 loans. It was a little over 25 units a month. This month we'll close 34.
Oh, congratulations. That is
Thanks, man.
fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So for any loan officers that are like, oh, I don't have time to do a Mortgage Coach report, you have time. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's a time
What?
saver for sure. I mean, it's a time saver. The other key feature that I really like is the fact that it will tell me when my clients are looking at it too. I mean, so that saves me time in having to track them down. I can call them right when I know they've looked at it and the numbers are fresh in their head.
Yeah, no doubt. That is a feature that most top performing loan officers love about Mortgage Coach. And then could you speak to, why Mortgage Coach? Because I've asked you this before, and I love the way, you talk about dollarizing the mortgage. If you could speak to that, just because I think average loan officers, they don't think like that. And for
Right.
someone like you to have the kind of success you do, you're thinking at a whole different level. If you could just share that.
Yeah. Sure. Well, that was one thing that I always had a struggle with was showing in my own spreadsheet back before the days of Mortgage Coach was the total dollar cost of a mortgage over the life of the term or the life of somebody's expected term, right? So if they say, hey, I'm only going to have this note for 7 years, what does that mean? Or, I want to have this loan for a really long period of time. How does this compare to what I have? It's all done for you inside the app, inside the Mortgage Coach app. And what I'm able to do is I'm able to oftentimes turn what might have been a no in a refinance into a yes by looking at the 30-year cost, right? So you go to somebody and you show them a really great refinance possibility where maybe they get rid of mortgage insurance that was $100 a month and I save them $40 a month on interest, right? That's $140 a month. That's a lot of money to some people, and it's not a lot to some other people. So, somebody might look at the mortgage process and think, well, for $140 a month, it's not worth it. I don't want to do it. The costs are too high. But I can show them in the Mortgage Coach app that the costs are not too high. And yeah, it's only $140 a month, but that means $45,000 over the remaining term of your loan, right? You're 3 years into the mortgage you have, you're going to pay, I don't know, let's say $300,000 more in interest over the remaining term of the loan you have if you do nothing. Or we can do my loan, and yeah, it saves you $140 a month, and it costs you $3,000 to get it, but it saves you, it means your total interest cost over the next 30 years is going to be 260 grand or 235 grand or whatever the number is. Showing that long-term cost savings of the mortgage that I propose turns it from $100 or $140 a month into tens of thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. And it's all just simple and right there in a graph in front of them. So it's real easy to see.
What percentage of your business is purchase versus refi right now?
Yeah, last year we were 60-40 purchase refi. This year we're 70-30 purchase refi.
Got it. And I know you've done, I mean, you're trending 2,000 total cost analysis. So, all your purchase clients are getting a total cost analysis. How do you
Oh, yeah.
transition that to a purchase family?
Yeah,
What's
sure.
the benefit of a total cost analysis for a purchase family?
Yeah, same choice. We're able to show them what a buy down looks like, right? So you spend an extra 1% at closing, and what does that do? Really love to show the difference in mortgage insurance. We show a lot of folks what monthly mortgage insurance versus split premium mortgage insurance versus upfront mortgage insurance is. So generally speaking, if I don't have any other instructions, my guys that provide these analysis usually will start with the purchase price that the client puts in at MMI, monthly mortgage insurance, split premium, and maybe upfront if it makes sense. And then maybe they'll add a buy down to one of those. Or, if it's a larger loan, oftentimes we'll look at an ARM as well. So, just a couple different options to be able to start there. And then it gives me a really quick look at and the ability to go through these options with a client just on paper or on their machine right as we're looking at it together to be able to show them the long-term and short-term effects of these different programs.
Love that. And then what about your realtors? What do the realtors think
Sorry.
of the mortgage? Yeah, it's all good. All good. What do your realtors think about the total cost analysis, and how do you integrate it into your value prop with agents?
Yeah, you bet. So a lot of times I will send the edge out with the initial pre-approval, the generic pre-approval, and we'll include the agent on there. So our regular agents, they understand it, they know it. Chances are we've done a loan for them, so they've seen one on their own numbers. So the difference and when we see it for their client, they can see what a different loan product might mean for their client to be able to buy more house or have the payment they want and be able to buy the house that they want. So they're really blown away with that mortgage coach edge analysis of what we're doing way beyond just what's my payment and how much cash do I need to close, right? So it's well beyond that. We also get to see every time they look at it as well. So, it aids a lot in that presentation. And for us also, one of the other big things that I like about it too is it takes us out of the price category and puts us into the advice category. So we're less likely to get shopped. We're less likely to get that guy that's really only about that 1/8% he can save online. So when we go to that advice section of the equation, the price just steps away. We're really just talking about advice and the long-term impacts on what they do now for them over time. And almost nobody else does that.
Yeah, well, I'm going to make the title of this "Price to Advice" with Cody, because
Sure.
I think that's the theme. You are, whether it's a purchase or a refi, you're driving people into advice, and you're using Mortgage Coach to dollarize the value of your advice. And just the experience you're putting people through is just, you're just changing the game. Loan officer's quoting rate and fee worksheet. That's like one hook.
Right.
Cody and Mortgage Coach it's six hooks.
Right.
You've
Yeah.
got visual graphs and charts, you've got interactive movement, it's shareable on a mobile device.
Right.
By the way, when you think of those features on Mortgage Coach, maybe you've already said them, but are there one or two of your absolute most favorite features that really change it from one fish hook to six?
Yeah. Well, for me, I think it's the long-term impact, and
Long-term impact,
not for the client so much, but as a benefit to me is the notification when they look at it. I mean, that is
notification alerts.
yeah, that is huge. And then just being able to put together a really clean report with 4 side-by-side options there, or
Clean
5 when you
report,
include theirs. Yeah, exactly. So
visual.
yeah, I'm not necessarily a visual learner, but lots of people are. And so I can get it over the phone, where a lot of times I'll try to explain things over the phone and the client can't see the edge. They just don't get it. And then I say, hey, call me back in 5 minutes when you can be in front of a computer, or open this up on your phone and let's talk through once you can see it. Once they can see it, most of the time, if they're not getting it on the phone, once they see it, it's lights out.
It's game over.
Yeah.
So when we're out there in the sales process, we're always telling people that we promise you a 5x return on Mortgage Coach within the first 6 months, and it's like a $1,000 a year investment. Obviously, some companies, are investing that for their loan officers. But when you think of the X return on Mortgage Coach, what kind of 10X, what kind of value do you see in Mortgage Coach in terms of helping your mortgage practice and helping you increase loans? How would you quantify that?
Yeah. Well, at our volume, I think that it actually gets us an extra couple refis every month because we can show the long term, like very clearly in front of the client, show the long term impact on what we're proposing, right? If they can't see that, or they can't do the math in their head, or I can't explain it to them over the phone, but they can see it right there on paper in front of them, right there on their monitor in front of them, the difference it makes over 30 years or 15 years or whatever we're looking at doing, then the answer is an immediate yes. Where I think that a lot of those folks would say no, right? Over $100 a month, you might not choose to spend $3,000 on a refinance and have to go through the process again just for $100 a month. Had people tell me no several times in that. And so when it comes to that, I know that we've probably put together an extra 2 or 3 deals a month over the last 2-3 years that we wouldn't have got. And then I know that it allows me to really keep a hold of the purchase buyers as well, because I can see, number one, when somebody does look at their report, so I can follow up with them. It's just an automatic trigger to follow up on at the most appropriate time. Also, we can go back in and see when people haven't looked at the numbers as well, so we can
Right.
see if they haven't seen them, so that we need to follow up. And then we follow up and say, did you get the numbers? And the answer is, oh, well, I got them, I haven't looked, or no, I didn't see them. And obviously then that's another chance for us to follow up again.
Love that. And by the way, how do you position it when you're going to send the total cost analysis? You said, have you seen the numbers? What do you call it, and how do you position that for the family so they click on the link and they're excited to get it? What's the scripting on that?
Yeah, so when we send it out, usually it's myself or my assistant that sends out the figures, and generally speaking, the script around that is we've put together some numbers for you based on your scenarios. There's oftentimes there's a lot of room for movement on this, but this is a place for us to plant our flag in the sand, a place for us to start our conversation. So please take a look at these when you get a chance. We'll be following up in the next half an hour to 45 minutes to schedule a call to go through them.
Got it. So really straightforward. Well, Cody, super appreciate this. It's been 12 and a
Yeah,
half minutes. Thanks for
yeah, you
making
bet.
time for the Mortgage Coach community, giving back to the community. If you like this and you got takeaways, like it and share it. If you are on the Mortgage Coach team already, hopefully it's motivating you to provide a total cost analysis to every family. And if you're not on the Mortgage Coach team, either reach out to your admin if your company has a corporate relationship with us and have them turn it on, or click the link below and get a demo, and we'll be happy to get you on the team. Cody, really appreciate you, brother.
You bet. Thanks for having me, Dave.